Cappies, and welcome to the Talking Capybara, a weekly audiobook review curated by me, Inday, where I give my personal take on the variety of books I have in my Kindle and the lessons I have learned from them. I spent some time this week diving into a few gems on my Kindle, and I can't wait to share them with you. From thought provoking nonfiction to immersive fiction, I'll be breaking down what resonated with me, what made me pause, and the little nuggets of wisdom I picked up along the way. Whether you're here to discover your next read or just to enjoy some honest reflections on books, I've got you covered. So grab a cup of your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's talk about books. I'm going to start this episode of The Talking Capybara with a thank you to Evo for leveling up my podcast game with this microphone. The voice has never been this good because of the mic. Wow, thank you so much. Love you, Mama. Okay, so our book for this week is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonam-Young. Out on a Limb follows the story of Win and Bo. Win, a very fierce and independent woman, despite of having a physical impairment or a limb difference. She has this small arms which she had since birth. Basically, it's congenital. But then her confidence went sour because of a narcissistic boyfriend. She felt like someone too dependent to this guy. She felt like nothing good will happen to her if not because of her boyfriend. And it's because the boyfriend treated her so bad. You know, when you're with a narcissistic person, you often question yourself of how you are, what you are as a person, how good you are. Y- Because narcissistic persons take out the best of you. They're like leeches. They crawl into you and suck everything up until you feel like you have nothing more to give. So that's what happened to Win. And then Bo, the male character here, well, he's a very successful person. He knows his game, he knows what he wants, he's very focused on that. He's a kind and thoughtful person. But then cancer took the best out of this guy, and that also made him an amputee. So, because of cancer, the doctors need to amputate one of his legs. That's what is special about this book because the two main characters have physical impediments. And I think that is the reason why the book was called Out on a Limb. When I first saw the cover of the book, I didn't actually thought about I did not observe much the cover to see that there's a small hand and then that the guy's legs were synthetic. And it's all in the cover of the book, and I did not observe it very carefully. So my bad. But what makes this book a good read is that it talks about how adults could have a very healthy relationship despite of challenges and physical disabilities. So when Win and Bo met each other, like one night, only one night, they had a brief encounter which led to an unplanned pregnancy. Like, Win and Bo after that encounter did not talk, did not meet, never, no communication whatsoever. And when Win found out that she is pregnant, she was so scared. She feels like she will not be a good mom to the kid. And the biggest fear is, what if the kid will also have a small hand like her? What will society think of her? What will the people tell her? Will she be bullied, just like what happened to Win? Will she have a narcissistic boyfriend also in the future? Some things like that. So she contemplated actually of stopping the pregnancy. But then when really thought about it, when kind of had an introspection, and that's when she realized that she needs the baby. She needs someone to be her anchor, her direction, and she wants to keep the baby because she'll be there. If ever the baby will be different, just like her, she will be there to support her. She will be there to guide her. She will be whom she ever wants to be. And so what she did was call Bo in the hopes of telling him that she is pregnant. The funny thing is, Bo was, when they talked, instead of Bo being so scared, he was so happy. It was so unexpected of him because in every other books, the guy would actually be surprised, would be afraid, and would do the negative thing. But Bo here did not waver. He was like, okay, go. We'll do this. We can do this. We'll have the baby. We'll take care of her or him. And then, voila, we'll be parents. But Win made it, like, set up already a wall because she's too scared that she will be dependent to Bo, just like what happened to her ex boyfriend. So she was like, okay, we're going to do this, but we will just be friends. No romance, no anything, just friendship. We'll just co parent and think about the best for the kid. And Bo actually was like, mm, okay, if that is what you want, then okay, well, good. So, since Bo wanted to be a caring and present father, what he did was ask Wayne to move to his house. Wayne actually lived in an apartment that is not so suitable for a kid. So what she did was, okay, I'm going to go to your house, but I have my boundaries. We'll have some setups that we'll do, and we'll manage ourselves there. The problem was every day of their lives while they were living together, Wayne was slowly falling in love with Bo. Who wouldn't? Bo is a very gentleman. It's very gentleman. He's so nice. He takes good care of it, gives her food, supports her. As When have this dream of having a camp. She wanted to have a business supporting kids with differences, physical disabilities, and apparently she cannot do it because of monetary problems. And Bo was like, okay, I can manage. We can manage. We can do that. But then Wayne doesn't really. It's one of her problems there in the book, that she's scared to trust Bo. She feels that Bo might let her down, just like what her boyfriend, ex boyfriend, did. At first, that boyfriend was so supportive, but then it turns out that he just wants to, you know, get the best of everything and leave Win without anything. So it was a story more likely of how Win manages to trust Bo and how Bo won that trust. And it's good. I think the book talks about life and that that kind of life you would want to have when when you dream of getting married, of having a life with someone. You want a boy. If you're a girl, you would want a beau, a person who's gonna be in charge, who's gonna take charge, who's going to support you, who's going to be the life of you. But at the same time, he's not sucking out the happiness from you. He's cultivating it. He wants you to grow individually while you're being in love with each other. The story focuses there and how Win and Bo confront their personal fears, insecurities, and past experiences, especially because the society also have assumptions about people with disabilities. The society feels like people with impairments are not capable to be parents, are not capable of doing work, of doing life. I don't know how things started like this. Like, who's the very first person who discriminated a person with disability? Like, it doesn't mean that you lack something, that you can't do anything. There are a lot of people I know who lack something, but then they're very successful in what they're doing. While there are those who are complete, physically complete, they have arms, eyes, and whatever, but then they lack the basic human attitude. They lack being humane. They lack morality. And what's the difference, right? What makes them capable while these people with disabilities cannot? So it's like a struggle to make people realize that disabilities will not hinder you in becoming a big person. Wayne struggles with that idea, with the idea of relying on others, and worries about her ability to be a good mother, while Bo, on the other hand, grapples with his own emotional scars and fear of loss. The book talks about self acceptance and embracing your identity. This might be redundant, or the world already had enough of self acceptance, of embracing your identity advice. All throughout of our lives we would hear this one, but then we apparently cannot get it. Like, no matter how we do it, how we thought about it, we can't do it. It seems like most people nowadays cannot accept who they are and battle their inner demons, their inner insecurities, their jealousy, and instead of embracing your individuality, you tend to focus on others and how look they good compared to how you are. And it's not good. We should start loving ourselves more, but not too much. That would be pride. It's just that a little bit of love that you need for yourself, to show yourself that you are capable, that you can manage to do whatever you want, that you have the power to conquer your dreams. When at the end of the story actually was able to have a business of herself, with Bo supporting her. And that's what's good. You accept yourself, you do something you like, and you hit that. You hit your dreams, you hit your goals. Aim high and hit the mark, as they would always say. Another lesson that we could get from this story is that challenges don't diminish capabilities. In our lives, since high school or even elementary, we all have problems. It may be simple to going like a simple math problem, and now where we have problems like how are we going to earn money, how are we going to spend money, how are we going to build like this or that. The problems ranges from little things to bigger things, and it doesn't stop. Even if you have a lot, you found yourself being confronted with still a lot of problems, and that doesn't mean your problems will diminish the kind of person that you are. Because if that is the case, then what kind of person are you now? From elementary or from kindergarten, you have problems. So what are you now? It's like negative. You have negative ranking? No, it's not. We don't have negative rankings. Challenges makes us. Challenges adds up to our experiences. And whenever we triumph these challenges, over these challenges, we became a better person. That is if we learn the good in those challenges. If we see the things in a better perspective, in a better light, challenges makes us. Life will be so boring if not because of challenges. So the story teaches us that strength and adaptability come in many forms, and physical differences don't inherently limit someone's ability to parent, love, or live fully. So when you see a person with physical disability and you feel like, that person should not have a baby. No, think again. This person might need that for her life. And is his or her physical disability will not stop that person from becoming a good parent. Another thing which I like about this book is that Wade and Bo have a healthy relationship. They talk, they communicate, they release each other's emotional baggage by talking, communicating, and doing something. And it's what we need as humans. The book tells us that we can have a healthy relationship if we are communicative with each other. If there is no misinterpretation, miscommunication, and we try to understand each other, which is lacking nowadays. People wants to insist their ideas of life, wants to insist their, what do you call this one? Their principles. All of us wanted to prove ourselves, our ideas. And it's not always all the time that we have to do that. We need to also listen to others. And for them to listen to us, we should also be understanding to them. It's like the key towards having healthy relationships. If you have boyfriends and girlfriends, the idea is to talk, communicate, and understand. And by there, we can be supportive of each other, be respectful with each other, and this could be the reason why we heal, we grow, and learn to trust again. There are a lot of times in our lives when we trusted someone and we failed, and they failed us, and it's not something that should take us away from being human. We need to still trust people. the way we trust God, of course. We should see the goodness in everyone and learn to love them. What's good also about this book is that love is built on mutual respect and vulnerability. Like, it's okay to cry in front of your girlfriend or boyfriend. It's okay to be fragile. It's okay to be sad, to be happy with them. Show them all the ill emotions you're feeling. It's okay. Accept them. What is not okay is, of course, if you hit that person because you're angry. That's not okay. We should talk. Still talk. Well, Win and Bo have a relationship which is vulnerable, but you can see that there's respect between each of them. And we should have that also. And of course, the book talks about breaking stereotypes and norms. We have these stereotypes that only those who are complete can be successful. Those who have disabilities cannot be successful. We should stop doing that, and we should let people be independent. We should bridge those disabilities and move to an area, to a world which people are on the same level, in which people are loved and accepted. That is what Out on a Limb talks about. And this book actually is a light read. It makes me understand that life should not be as heavy as it seems, that we should take things slow, be mindful, and should live, and make people understand that we can do it. We can make things better, and that whatever your fears are, they're just a product of your mind, and you are more than that. You're capable, even if you are vulnerable. And I remember um highlighting a line from Out on a Limb, which made me remember of Janems. And the line was like, "And I miss you so much, even when you're just a few feet away. I think about you every second of the day and struggle to think of much else. I meant what I said that first night. You are maddening." I remember John Ebbs in this line because now we're now that we are in a long distance relationship, I felt like I miss him ever for more. Miss him much more. Even if we're together, I think I miss him. It's just that things are different, but then won't make me feel less for him. Like, I still have love him that much, even though he's far away. And I just remembered him when I read that particular line. I think it will be good to dedicate that line to him. So that is all about Out on a Limb, and I hope you learned something.